What's growing on, everybody? How's it growing? Welcome back to Dino's Phenos and another wonderful year out here on the Pheno Patch. So, how's everybody doing today? Smoke 'em if you got 'em. You know what time it is? It's 4:20. Time to smoke up. So, thanks for coming by, Hard Body Connections. Much love to you, brother. Oh, yeah. What up, Big Logic? What's going on, Mike? So, let me get some tokes in. And as you guys can see, everything is empty. Everything is empty. So, cover crops growing in. Things are looking real nice, but we'll get in. We'll do a quick tour after this episode. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, what I got on this episode today is a huge, before we get into it, I want to give a huge shout out to Genetic Supply and Badger's Batch and Northstar Genetics for supplying me with my strains this season. Let me say that again. Huge shout out and much love to Genetic Supply, Badger's Batch, and Northstar Genetics for supplying me with my seeds this season. I got phenomenal strains on the list this season. And we'll get into that here in a moment. But I want to continue with my shout out to Genetic Supply. Thank you. I can't think of any other words other than thank you so much for being around and being a good friend of Subcools. As far as Badger's Batch goes. So real quick backstory on these seeds, real quick. So as everybody knows, I'm a huge fan of TGA Genetics, and since 2020's grow, I've been just wanting to get my hands on nothing but TGA, anything TGA, but I've been wanting original genetics so I can keep things around, right? And it was very difficult to get your hands on legit subcool seeds straight here from the U.S. And seeing that I stopped ordering seeds from overseas because I just don't want to deal with any of that headache. I am stuck with ordering seeds from the U.S. And like I just mentioned, it is very difficult to get your hands on really good, straight, legit subcool seeds. So especially after his recent death in 2020. And so thank you, Genetic Supply and Badger, for being around and supplying me with the seeds and the genetics that I was looking for. Even from Planters of the Trees, anything TGA is hard to get your hands on unless it's going to be something like it's Mendo Dope, which is crossed with Corkle, you know, and which is crossed with TGA Genetics. But I was looking for a specific strain, a strain I've had my eye on for quite some time since I started growing. And I wanted to get my science down before I started buying seeds and going down that avenue. So 2020 was my first year growing TGA seeds or any type of subcool genetics. And since his recent death, it's just been really difficult to get your hands on strains. So I did lots and lots of research. I've been searching like super hard for the past few months since the end of last season's harvest, actually, for legit genetics. Old school genetics from Subcool, and after months and months of searching, actually it wasn't even that. It was just more like weeks of searching. I came across the forum, um, which led me to a bunch of sites, but one in particular was Genetic Supply. And I had read a forum that was put up by Subcool in Weed World magazine, where he had nothing but good things, amazing things to say about Badger and his love for cannabis and terpenes and all that good stuff. And so, I took it from straight from the source, Subcool himself, and I went ahead and I looked into Genetic Supply, and there are a bunch of old school genetics that Badger was gifted by Subcool to keep in the line and keep running and run for himself. And so that's how I found Genetic Supply. I found him through a forum, and I can't remember the person that had mentioned him, but thank you to that person, because now I have a new favorite. I have a new seed supplier that I will be ordering from now on. But seeing that I've got enough strains to last me the next few years, it'll be quite a while. So about those strains, let's get into it. So thank you to Genetic Supply and Badger's Batch and Northstar Genetics for hooking it up this season. And got my handy dandy notebook. So what we got on the menu for this season is, it is 2022. 2022 Grow. This is my strain list. I'm going to start with my seeds, and then I'm going to go into genetic supply, and then from there, the extra strains that I'll be doing. So, beginning with mine, DEANO'S genetics. I chose quite a few genetics for my own, but I broke it down to only 3. So 3 of my own genetics that I created from last season. Well, not my genetics, but genetics that I've crossed with from last season. And number 1 is NOYB times Valley Dog, and that one is going to be the gifted Mendo dope random seed that I grew over here, the NOYB one, the one that came out super fucking chunky and super fruity. That one crossed with my Valley Dog that was created in 2020, which is a 707 Black Dog cross. Number 2 is Headband times Valley Dog. Everybody knows about Headband. And then number 3 is going to be White Widow times Guess Who. Guess Who is just random pollinated seed. So it was mixed pollen. I took what was left of the pollen that I had that got mixed up in the room, and I put it into one jar, and I pollinated some stuff with, and I picked out some random seeds from the White Widow, and I'm just gonna pop them, see what they give me, just for fun. So nothing serious on that one. And I'm not going to be doing a huge pheno hunt on those. I just want to see this season what I come out with from last season's genetics. Okay, so next we got Badger's Batch, or Genetic Supply, Badger's Batch, and Northstar Genetics. So the one strain that I was looking for, that I've had my eye on for quite some time, is Chernobyl, created by Subcool. And Chernobyl excuse me. I'll give you guys a quick genetic breakdown. But Chernobyl is a blood wreck times Jack the Ripper, or JTR, both created by Subcool, and it is a sativa dominant, supposed to be really sativa, really uplifting, which is, you guys know me, I love sativas and I love to be uplifted all the time. And I'm already go, so I got to constantly be going and going, no stopping. So Chernobyl is the #1 strain that I chose from Badger's Batch, from genetic supply for Badger's Batch. And that strain is going to be my breeder this season. So the male that I get will be used to pollinate all the other strains that I'm growing in the garden this season, to create a whole new list of seeds and genetics to play with. Next up, we got Puckerberry. Puckerberry is by Badger's Batch, and it is a My Sharona times raspberry jelly. That one is indica dominant. Next, we have Bread Puddin'. That one is Wedding Cake times Goji OG, and that one is indica dominant. Next, we have My Sharona. That one is by Badger's Batch, and that one is Tinto de Verano times Goji OG, and that one is also indica dominant. Next, we have Nerds OG. That was created originally by Subcool and gifted to Badger. That one is Cherry Pie OG times Goji OG, and that one is, we all know, indica dominant because of that cherry pie, and the Goji OG is also indica. Also, Goji is an award-winning strain, so you guys go look all this stuff up. Next, we have Funkytown, which is a newer strain, I believe a newer strain that they've created, that Badger's Batch created. That one is Dirty Gym Bag times McFly, and McFly is a Mac 1 cross. And that one, I believe, I've broken down with the genetics, looking down the genetic profile and stuff. I've broken it down. I think it's a 50-50, but I'm not sure because this is my first season growing the strain. Next, we have Stilton by NorStar Genetics, and that one is Oaxacan Gold times shite. Let me pull out my seeds. Oh no, sorry. Stilton is not Oaxacan Gold. Stilton is a different cross. That one I forgot to write down. My bad, stoner move. So yeah, Zabalba. Or no, sorry. I stand corrected. I was reading the wrong line. So Stilton by NorStar Genetics is UK cheese times Purple Mayhem. All right. Stilton is UK cheese times Purple Mayhem, and it's by NorStar Genetics, and that one is a sativa dominant. The next one is Zabalba, and that one is a Oaxacan Gold times, where is it? Give me a moment. It's right here. Oaxacan Gold times Purple Mayhem. So another Purple Mayhem cross. And then next we have Zinger. Zinger is an original strain created by Subcool, and that one is gifted by Subcool to Badger. The genetics were Zinger is sour strawberry times Space Queen, and for those of you who have followed TGA Genetics and his line of strains, Subcool's line of strains, you will know that Space Queen and Space Dude were one of his staple strains used to create a lot of genetics. Um, a lot of genetics, a lot of the cherry genetics. So there's very, very, very potent cherry in the Space Queen. And then last for the genetic supply list, we have Urban Camo, and this one is a promo seed gifted by NorStar Genetics, and that one is Jungle Scout times Quarkle. And Quarkle is one of Subcool's original strains. It's also crossed with Mendo Dope's It's Mendo Dope. It's one of half that creates It's Mendo Dope. So that is the list for Badger's Batch. Next up, we have my own personal mark. You know how like Mendo Dope has their mark that they cross with that on Green Shock Farms, but I kind of have my own personal mark, my own personal breeder mark, and this is my buddy here from he's a local breeder here in Southern California where I'm at, and from his batch I'm going to be doing LA Confidential, Blueberry, Monster Kush. These are all autos, by the way. So the LA Confidential auto, Blueberry auto, Monster Kush auto, and then I will be doing the last Strawberry Cheesecake auto that I have from Seedsman, and the last Northern Lights auto that I have from Seedsman. And then also from Mark's Mix, these are some photos that he gave me. I'm going to be doing Afghani 1, Girl Scout cookies, OG cake, and blue cookies. And then from my own auto mix created from last season, I'm going to be doing the purple headband times Guess Who. And like I had mentioned earlier, the Guess Who was the mixed pollen that I used. So that was created, that was used to create the purple headband times Guess Who. So I'll be kind of just growing those, see what comes out, see if it's good, see if it's not, see if it's something I should run in the line. But we'll find out after the season. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Garden layout. I'll just go over this real quick. I'm only doing 8 major spots, 8 big plants this season. I'm not gonna do fucking 17 like I did last season. That was just way overboard. Even these 8 are just gonna I'm gonna have to fill up the room quite a few times. And then all the extras. But so I am only doing 8 major big plants in these spots this season. And that's gonna be My Sharona, Puckerberry, Nerds OG, Bread Puddin', Zinger, Funkytown, Chernobyl, and Zabalba are gonna go in the big homes. Then everything else is going to be over here, and these beds. I'm going to be using these vegetable beds. I'm going to be using these vegetable beds with cannabis and vegetables. So I will be companion planting and interplanting with my cannabis and my vegetables over here in these beds. But these I'm just going to leave open. We'll see. We'll see how everything works. But yeah, so I'll be doing the Stilton, the Marks Mix, the autos, and all the extra stuff over here. And yeah, that's about it. So let me show you guys what I got going on here. Look at this right here. Chernobyl, Badger's Batch. In case you guys want to look for them, Genetic Supply. To go check them out. Support your local breeders. If you're local to California, if not, support your local United States breeders. All right, you guys, keep it here in this country. Got the Funkytown. I got the Northern Lights and the cheesecake. The Funkytown. So, and they hooked it up this season. Thank you again. I made it just in time. I made it just in time for I guess you would call it the Black Friday sale. And they hooked it up on the strains. So Puckerberry. That one was chosen. The Chernobyl and the Puckerberry I paid for. Everything else is gifted. Came with the order. Bread pudding. Or maybe it was the bread pudding I paid for. I don't know. But I only paid for 2 strains. So then I got my Marks mix. I got the Stilton, NorthStar Genetics. Got my NOYB times Valley Dog. I got my White Widow seeds, my random White Widow seeds that I found. So those. Got this huge vial of these purple headband times guess who. I put surprise, but I changed the name to guess who. Guess who just sounds more fun. Where's the rest? That was the Puckerberry. Yeah. Nerds OG. And then my little tester seeds from NorthStar. So got the Zabalba. This one's the Oaxacan Gold times Purple Mayhem. And I might have gotten the other one mixed up. Then we got the Zinger. Sour Strawberry times Space Queen. And then one last pack. This little promo pack. Urban Camo. Urban Camo is the Jungle Scout times Corkle. So that is what I'm growing this season, you guys. That is what I'm growing. And I did do this video yesterday, but I just don't want to edit, so I did a live one today. So there you guys have it. Now everybody knows what I'm growing this season. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for. So also wanted to show these real quick. My little random seeds that I found popped up. This one was next to my porch. And this one is an NOYB. So yeah, it was found over here before I pulled that plant out. And I just dug it up yesterday and potted it. So just gonna grow them for fun, see what happens. And I'm just gonna leave them out here like this. If they get frosted, if they die, you know, if that's what happens, that's what happens. But so far, so good. But yeah, let's do a little quick garden tour. Show everybody what's going on over here in the garden. Where is my camera? This way. All right. So let's come out here. As you guys can see, cover crops growing in. It's a little patchy, but that's because birds came and ravaged the shit. And then I had to like throw more mulch down and some more seeds, so hopefully comes up. But I got a good mix of cover crop coming up in there. So everything's coming up, everything's germinated. So it'll be doing its purpose. As you guys can see, I reset these beds. Got some cover crop laid in. I'm gonna start my autos tomorrow on 111. So I'm gonna be starting some autos in this bed. I'll be interplanting with with this food right here, and these flowers. And then I'm gonna be doing the same thing over here. These major beds. I'm obviously going to chop the cover crop down and green mulch it in my beds. But these ones, I'm just going to let it sit. I'm going to let it promote beneficials like bees and stuff, pollinators and give my garden a nice, good home for all the predator bugs that I will be bringing into the garden again this season. So every season, got to dump a whole new batch of predator bugs and nematodes, and got to keep working that soil. Keep that soil alive, keep everything alive, plants healthy and safe and pest free. So yeah, grass is coming in real thick. That's all right. You can see there's vetch and stuff in there too. Mixed in there. This vetch will grow up. It'll use the grass. So yeah. Other than that, man, not much going on, y'all. Not much other than that going on. Just resetting some stuff and getting ready for the next season coming up. Everything kind of looks like shit, but you guys know once come growth season, everything's gonna look nice and full. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come in and plant some lettuce too and get some greens going because a little late on that. I'm gonna get that in before the cold season's over, and have some nice early spring lettuce. Oh, a couple other things I'm gonna be doing this season. So I'm not using these back spaces. I'm actually gonna take all this soil and I'm gonna move it over here, and I'm gonna build a bed. I'm gonna build a bed right here and put I'm gonna do all my tomatoes right here from now on, and I'm gonna use all these other beds on the inside for other stuff. I got some asparagus and stuff I want to plant. But yeah, that's what's going on. And then this wall right here, the front wall of the garden, I'm going to be opening up and pushing over that way. So I'll be pushing it over to here, bringing it out to here, and then closing it off over here where the gate is, so I can close off these two plants and make this little section part of my grow patch. So that's what's going on this season, y'all. That's about it. So I'll finish this one up with you guys. Let me switch the camera back around. You guys look at my box. I've had this box since 7th grade. I'm gonna show it off real quick. 7th grade, built it in wood shop. But yeah, y'all. So that's the season. That's what's gonna go down this season. And those are the strains that I'm gonna be growing. I don't sell nothing, guy. I don't sell nothing. I sell seeds. You can buy my seeds and grow it yourself. Let me see. Valley Dog. higher autos from smoking monkey genetics. See, I'm really only, the thing with the autos is that I am only bringing in, I'm not an auto fan. I'm not an auto grower. I'm only bringing, I'm trying to meet consumers. I'm trying to meet the consumers, people who want to grow autos because they're really they're really uh high in demand. So, it's I'm doing it for the patients and for the people. I'm not an auto grower. I'm just doing it for everybody else. Um, I'll create the genetics, and if y'all indoor growers wanna buy the strains and grow them indoor and do the auto thing properly, then by all means. I love to create strains. I want to bring new things to the table, and that's what it's about out here. Is creating these neat strains and getting creating a higher cannabinoid profile in these in genetics, in the cannabis plant, because it's some strains only have so many, and then you got all these new breeders now, including myself, who are creating these new strains that have got hundreds, thousands of different kinds of cannabinoids, because it was crossed and created and bred with good genetics. But outdoor, you're also going to get a lot higher cannabinoid profile because you're outside, man. You're in nature where cannabis should be grown. Anything should be grown, really. But let me see. Let me answer some more questions here. Live and direct, Dino. Thanks. Hey, thanks, SoCal Farm, SoCal Dragon. Thanks for showing up, man. Stopping by. What is this? Outdoor gas all day. Shit is rare. What's that? What's that, Quiet Storm? Um, so yeah, the autos, man, I'm doing it for the people. It's not for me. I'm not, my mom too. My mom likes to grow autos. So I'm kind of doing it for her too. She's the one actually that helped me invest in the auto seeds. So I can start creating more strains and bring some to her table and to her tent and spread them out across the world. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's the grow, man. Like I said, I chose my Chernobyl's going to be my breeder this season. So I'll be using Chernobyl. You guys know how much I love my sativas, and since day one, I've wanted to bring sativas to the table. For people, for the patients. Keep people motivated and uplifted all the time. Because as much as consumers want indica, man, can't be going around zombified all day, man. You know. But with that said on the indicas, I chose to do 4 major indica plants this season because of the consumers. Consumers want indica strains. It's indicas and autoflowers. So it's uh, there again. I'm doing it for the patients and for the people, bringing it to the people because I'll give the people what they want. I just want to do the work. I just want to do what I love to do, man, because I'm good at it, and I love doing it. That's fuck being good at it. I love to do it. If I can get paid to do this is what I would fucking do. That is next on my goal list, being a paid cultivator. Let me grow massive fucking strains, fucking pounds for you. Let me do it. Let me do it. And take it all at the end of the season. Not all of it. I'm gonna take my portion, then take the rest. Pay me well, and you will have the best product. It's one thing I can get guarantee. shit, if I'm doing this shit for fun and it's coming out this good, imagine if I was getting paid. Come on now. But it's anybody's question. Nothing's for sale, dude. Like if you're local to where I'm at and you want to meet up, I'll give you something, man. But nothing's for sale. This is all personal use. This is for me. I would, but I ain't got $1 million for a license, so. But yeah, y'all, that's the grow this season. That's the strains I've chosen, and garden's looking good. Oh yeah, another thing, I'm gonna be resetting up all my irrigation, so I'm gonna be irrigating the whole garden. Everything will be just irrigated. I will do a little bit of top watering, but mostly when I do my compost teas and stuff, or like later on in the season when I have no more rainwater. But I'll be doing a lot of the watering that I do from my well will be from through irrigation. So the whole garden will be irrigated. Everything's gonna be looking fucking top notch, on point this year. I mean, it's always on point, but everything's gonna be looking a lot nicer. So yeah, gotta throw some professionalism in it, right? Keep it professional. So see if we got any other questions. Yeah, you are. I dig your garden. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that, SoCal. Finding a good grower. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, finding a good grower is pretty rare. Even for where I'm at. I know a few people. I know some people where I'm at that are good outdoor growers, but they're very few in between. Most people are growing indoor, and that's a whole nother level. And I know some indoor growers that are just not on point. Like they can grow, but they're not. I think they could be doing a lot better. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Quiet storm. But I started with outdoor. I won't do indoor. I've tried to do the whole supplemental lighting thing. It's too much of a fucking headache, dude. It's too much. And you don't need it here in Southern California if you're outdoor growing. You really don't need to use supplemental lighting for anything. I'm the fucking poster child for that. If anything, dude, I literally, dude. Supplemental lighting? Nah. I just pulled this out of the fucking ground. Random seed. And it's fine. It'll sex when it sexes. And there'll be plenty of sunlight when it's time. And if it doesn't make it that far, then it doesn't make it that far. It's whatever, you know? But I'm not going to be starting my actual seeds until the end of February. So my big plants, I will be starting the BATCH, the genetic supplies. Those will be started in end of February. So February 28th, March 1st, that's when I'm popping beans. As far as my photos go. But all my autos, I'm going to be starting, not all, actually, yeah, all my autos. I'm going to be playing all my autos tomorrow. So, and those will grow with the cover crop and all that good shit. I got a lot of resin coming off the end of that blunt. So, all right, y'all. Well, I ran this a little longer than I needed to. So, I know these long episodes, people don't really watch, but the beginning is what's important. So everybody knows what I'm growing this season, and what to expect. And you guys should already know. Shouldn't expect anything short of amazing. But yeah. So it's going to be a good year. Lots of dank fire in the garden. Lots of new strains being created. Going to at least create 20 new strains this season. So guys, keep your eyes peeled for that. And then hopefully through a good season at the end, I'll be able to put up my website and get these strains out to y'all that I've been working on. So as always, y'all, I'm gonna leave it on that note. Grow kind, be kind. Flower to the people. Live free. Stay out, y'all. Peace. Oh, you showed up late CSL. Hey, later, man. Thanks for showing up, dude. I'm dipping. Peace.